So how would you rank the support when it came to the actual job application process?
10 out of 10.
And how long do you think it would have taken you if you went solo, self-studying?
I'm not just saying this to sound nice, but I don't think I would.
Oh wow. And how would you describe the Coda Co interview prep?
I'd say it's perfect because I got a 100% success rate.
What's one thing that you'd like Coda Co to improve on?
I cannot think of anything. Anytime that.
Hamza, it's a pleasure having you back. We love to do these catch-ups around a month into people's new roles, how they've been since Coda Co, how they've been finding things. So please tell us a bit about your background.
Before joining Coda Co, I was already in the tech space. I was in a sort of support slash sysadmin role. But with that role, this position I was in, I didn't feel like there was much growth, whether within my company or elsewhere. So I was looking at different tech roles to further my position at the time. So I knew of DevOps. I knew of the role, but I didn't know much details about what it actually entailed. And there were so many people online speaking of it, but they were having some conflicting things of what sort of skills to learn. And some people selling you dreams saying you just use this free YouTube course and you can land a role within a couple of weeks.
That being said, why couldn't you're someone that's already in the field, right? Why couldn't you just upskill with free YouTube courses or watching YouTube tutorials? Why did you think that didn't work for you, and why did you end up joining Coda Co in that case?
The reason why I didn't was because I knew from the position I had that you couldn't really get it from free resources. You needed proper structured learning and even some guidance from someone who was in that position already. With something like DevOps, which was more skilled than what I was doing at the time, it would take a lot longer going the self-learning route.
And how did you feel the support was when you joined the Coda Co Academy? Because a lot of people think if you're already in IT, this isn't for you. It's for people that are completely non-technical or, have never worked a job before, right? But what value do you feel like you came and gained from coming and joining Coda Co Academy?
I think having that direct contact with the experts in the field, like you guys are like leads in your roles. So having that contact, being able to ask any question, that was definitely the best thing about the support that the Coda Co Academy brought. Because it's not just technical questions, but also the soft skills questions. Because that's something I thought I was lacking the most, being able to sort of be comfortable in interviews and actually answer the question that the interviewer was asking. So knowing like the different tips on all avenues definitely was the best thing.
So how would you rank the support when it came to the actual job application process, the job hunt in the cooked market?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd say for the support, just from all aspects. And it wasn't some stuff, there wasn't even like direct contact. Like you had pre-recorded content, like the CV guide, because that dropped around the same time I was planning to apply for roles. So just going through that saved time of me going back and forth with you guys and asking questions. And even then, once completing it, you get a detailed review of that CV to ensure everything was correct. Like you think that you've done it well, but there's many holes that you can't see because you've not gone through that process before.
Nice. And how long did it take you to land a role with Coda Co? And this is a two-part question. How long do you think it would have taken you to land a role without Coda Co?
So I joined, I think like start of January was when I officially properly began. And then when I got the verbal offer was in May, but I'd only started applying for roles. Well, technically I didn't actually apply for this role. Maybe we can speak about it later in terms of the LinkedIn sort of part of it, but about 5 months, I'd say, from the start to getting the role.
And how long do you think it would have taken you if you went solo, self-studying?
Honestly, I'm not just saying this to sound like nice, but I don't think I would.
Oh, wow.
Because my biggest issue is I can't really commit to things just by myself, like my self-motivation, because you have that spark of motivation at the start, but just being focused and disciplined to continue going, that's hard for me. So with Coda Co, you're able to have not just you guys pushing us, making sure we're on track, but that community where others in that same journey as you, pushing each other to get a role eventually.
So after landing a role at Coda Co and all the positive things that you mentioned, what's one bit of advice you'd give someone that's on the fence?
Honestly, just that I feel like right now at this stage, if you want to land a DevOps role, it's borderline impossible to do it yourself. I think the mentorship route is the way to go, and whatever may be holding you back. Maybe it's a financial reasons. The money that you get from particularly like your first role potentially and your future earnings by leveling up, you'd pay off that fee for Go to Co straight away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just having that guided learning and not just the pre-recorded stuff and just here you go. It's that support throughout your whole journey from start to end. I'd say if you're on the fence, I don't know why you're catching splinters. Just make the decision.
I completely agree. I think people don't understand that you make your money back in your first paycheck, pretty much, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you make back more from what you've invested. But I have another question for you, right? We've mentioned all the positives about Kodako and everything that you found great about it. What's one thing that you'd like Kodako to improve on?
Honestly, I cannot think of anything. Anytime that I might think, oh, that could be improved. Like you guys are so quick because you're constantly upgrading and making changes. Like one thing I'd say was finding the recordings of some of the calls were a bit hard to find, but you just completely organized the different classes. And also the good thing is on the calendar, you have the link to the recording on the event. So it just made it like 10 times easier.
Nice.
So anytime I see anyone make a suggestion, you guys are, if it's a good suggestion, you guys are quick to implement it. So that's what I can say.
Hamza, what would you say is the best part of the technical content at Kodako?
The best part about it, I'd say, is you keep it focused on the things that you actually need to know for the role. So let's say with Linux, that's the first module, but there's so many things to learn about Linux that, let's say, a course from another platform may contain, and that's hours that you're spending, which is, it's not really useful, but you guys focus on the things that will actually be necessary for the role.
I have another question is, now that you've been on your new role for a month, how would you say it's been since Kodako? A lot of people feel like, oh, you break in, but what now, right? Are you actually good enough to do the job? Are you actually good enough to maintain it? How would you say the whole process was being on the role and since transitioning from Kodako?
Yeah, I'd say it's like, I think, especially once you've not had a proper DevOps role beforehand, you may come in with some imposter syndrome thinking, okay, I've done this stuff with Kodako, but am I actually good enough? I'd say since joining in, the conversations I've had with colleagues, I don't feel like I'm completely out of it in terms of knowledge. And also looking at, let's say, past work that's been done and projects have been added in the repos, I understand what's going on. I might not know every single line of code, what is being done, but I have a good, strong foundational understanding that I know where to go in terms of resources to actually figure it out.
And how would you describe the Kodako interview prep?
I'd say it's perfect because I got 100% success rate. But in all honesty, not just for myself, but what I see you guys do with others. So let's say with the interview, the technical interview, they'll tell you, the company will tell you a brief overview of what it's about. So once I give you guys all the information, you guys are fully aware of what to sort of plan the mock interview on. So my one was like a Terraform test. So the interview, you did it with me, and we just really went through it, just practiced. And I remember this, at the start, there was some like questions where you'd ask me and you made me repeat it like 3-4 times until it was actually a coherent answer. So thanks for that. And also one thing to add as well, like it was scheduled for half an hour, but we did it for like over an hour, like an hour and a half around. And I think honestly, if it wasn't for Maghrib at the time, it could have gone on for even longer. So honestly, like thank you for that. Like the time you guys put in for the interviews is definitely quality. And also like if I say I need an interview prep, or anyone says they need an interview prep, you guys are quick to respond and you can get it done at any time. Like you guys have told stories of others where you've done in the middle of the night. I was still on holiday for multiple hours. And like the dedication you guys put in, it just makes like me want to put in even more work, knowing that you guys, it's not even your job. You've got your job secured, but like the amount of support you're giving to us, it just makes you want to work harder.
Appreciate it, man. And you delivered. You got prepped, you put in the work, credit to you, you followed through and you executed. 100% success rate. This is what we like to see in Kodako, man. The Kodako formula in itself. We're all about improving, man. That's why I could have just spoken all day about the good things, but I also want to know the things that I could improve. So appreciate your time, Hamza. Been an absolute pleasure. We'll definitely catch up again soon.